Welcome back, everybody. We are here again with the Is It Isekai anime reviews. This is your host, Jim Jam. JJ here, talking about another anime, trying to do something a little different. Deep dives that we don't really get into when we are together, Frost and I. So I wanted to talk about Konosuba. I finished the third season recently, waiting for the fourth season, went all the way through and even watched the movie. So I want to give a little review right now of what's going on. Very quickly, probably like 10 minutes or so, 6, 10, 12 minutes, see what I think about this whole entire thing. Give a little quick recap if you have not seen it. Is it Isekai? Yes, it is. Kazuma is a guy that went to, or Sato. Sato is a guy that went, are we friends? Can I say his first name? I don't know if you guys know this in Japanese culture. Usually if it's informal, you say somebody's last name, which is, goes first in Japanese language. So Kazuma is Sato? Kazuma Sato. This is his first name. Yeah, one of the two. Anyways, Kazuma gets hit supposedly by Truck-kun trying to save a girl, but come to find out, he just had a little panic heart attack and gets sent to another world. Meets a goddess named Aqua. Tells him he can go back to his regular world because it was an accident that he died, or go to a magical world where he can have powers and he can bring one thing with him. He decides to bring her with him even though she doesn't want to, and the whole point is for him to kill the demon lord, and then that way Aqua can go back to what she was doing before, assigning people roles in different lands, and he can go back to the real world. So this whole series is pretty much their adventure on how to get back to where they want to be. Along the way, they meet Megumin, who's a red-eyed demon, and Darkness, who is a masochist. Let's just put it that way. She's a masochist crusader, really strong, apparently an amazing body. She's a rockin' body, as Kazuma likes to say, over the whole entire series. Of course, he is a lech, hentai, whatever you want to call it, perv. All those different things that is assigned a male character in a pseudo-harem type deal. He is, of course, is a virgin, doesn't know how to actually talk to women, but he's lecherous and oogles them and finds different ways to torture them, all kinds of stuff. There's a great episode in here where he's just almost dying pretty much, and then even though he dies like 4 or 5 times throughout the series, and Aqua keeps bringing him back, which is another point in the whole entire thing, which is crazy enough that he keeps going back and then it keeps coming back to this world, because come to find out there's another god named Eris that took over Aqua's job of assigning people, and he just keeps meeting Eris, and then towards the end of the series so far, in the third season, Eris is tired of him dying and is like, okay, you're being ridiculous, you keep going back, so I'm not even going to really talk to you anymore. So Kazuma is like, knows what he's going through and decides to still keep going back just to help Aqua, because Aqua is of low intelligence, even though she is a goddess and revered in this world, which is very funny. The part that her followers are not many, but they are overly pushy and actually don't even recognize her as the actual god. So, she's there and says that she's the goddess Aqua, and none of her followers believe her. There's a whole little mini arc in the first part of the second season, I believe, where they actually go to one of her followers' homeland. Is like a hot spring area, and they end up getting kicked out for various reasons, but it's just funny because they're like over, like, I want to point out, let's just say they remind me of Hormons or Zormons. If you guys know what I'm talking about, they ride bikes, have white t-shirts and black ties, and preach the word. Or if you live in an area similar to where we do, they're out on the street on a weeknight just hollering from the corner with their little portable speaker. The hedonist activities that people do on a weekend when they go and get a drink and just have fun. Yeah, that's those type of deal. Pushy, very, very pushy, almost like an occult. I dare say almost like an occult. But it's funny in this series because they are overly pushy, and then all the members of the troop, the clan here, don't like that they're pushy, and they get sick of it very quickly. So that's pretty funny. But overall, the series is just straight stupid. I'll give that my first opinion right there. It's just a stupid show. It's hilarious though. The funniest thing I find is Aqua like whining and crying because Kazuma leaves him, or she was begging him for help, and he's like, well, whatever, I'll just leave you be because you'll get out of it somehow anyways. But the crying, the voice actor, the English dub version is hilarious. The way they make Aqua's voice sound when she's crying and begging, has me laughing the whole entire time. But everything else is just dumb. Just hilarious. So you have the goddess Aqua, you have Kazuma, and then you have Megumin, Red-Eyed Demon, as I said. She's very powerful, but only knows one spell explosion that she uses over and over again. She actually... There's a point in the show where she can learn another spell, but Kazuma's like, no, just keep learning an explosion. I'll assign you another one. You just keep learning that one explosion spell. She can do one per day, which is a good MacGuffin because it gets them out of a lot of predicaments, even though she like passes out. She continues to hone that one spell daily. Does the one spell and has different incantations for it, which is pretty funny. I am actually watching the loop that is going on behind me, so you guys see that. It's pretty, gosh. And then when she just passes out, but she saves the day, is hilarious. So that's one fun part. They're all like one big family, but then they have their little quirks about them. And of course, Darkness, you find out very early, is very much a masochist. Hilarious. She actually likes to take the pain. Even though it makes it seem like she's very brave, she's just, enjoying it a little bit too much. And it's funny because Kazuma points it out, but nobody else really pays attention so much. I mean, Aqua and Megumi kind of know, but then they're just like, okay, whatever. But he's like, you're really enjoying this. She's like, no, I'm not. And it's like, you are a perv. You are a perv. But we will not kink shame here because that's pretty cool. Goodness. And I mentioned that Kazuma dies a lot, and it seems like to kill some of the main bad guys in the show, he ends up having to die at some point, and they win somehow. It's like, what? Huh? I don't understand. So the Demon King has a couple of generals, which up to the end of season 3, they've taken out like 4 of them. 2 of them end up being friends with them throughout the series once they get beat, and then 2 just die. And it's funny because they're over the River Styx calling over other people to join them. That's a little bit confusing unless you know about the River Styx, but it's just a play on that. It's just they're calling as like ghosts to the other side. Hilarious. Let's see. What are here? And Darkness is pretty funny because she is come to find out that she's like an heiress, a noble woman, but then she wanted to be a crusader adventurer because she doesn't want to be just married off to a goodness. She doesn't want to be married off to like a nice guy. She wants to be used and manipulated and taken advantage of because once I say it again, a masochist, and apparently into humiliation, which is just funny. It's craziness, but everybody kind of like looks at her sideways, but yeah. Oh, and you can't really see it, but I am drinking a Casa Azul. Oh, what flavor is this? This is tequila soda lime margarita flavor. Delicious. Not sponsored, but it is tasty. Let's see. We also learned that the Red-Eyed Demons came about from somebody else that was reincarnated into this world. Pretty funny story. That whole arc with that guy. Not really caring to say his name, but you'll find out throughout the show that he makes a lot of the over-the-top inventions, including the Red-Eyed Demon Clan, which are just overly confident in all their skills, but they're overpowered magically, however you want to say that. So that whole arc is funny, but this is where Megumin comes from. Being part of that clan is pretty funny because they have magic powers, and for some reason she really caught on to explosion. And it's also interesting that with her passing out, every time she says the spell, it's a new incantation. So it's pretty funny to see what she's going to say this time and how over the top she's going to be. Oh, yes, the frogs. Always a returning thing with the frogs. There's so much frog killing. I feel sorry for them, but stop eating people. You can't be eating people and not expect to get killed. You're ridiculous. Let's see. And then the backup goddess Eris, she has followers as well. Seems to be the over the majority religion in this land, over the followers of Aqua. Eris is very popular. Oh man! Even with their quirks, they still managed to kill all these generals, which is pretty funny. So we have not met the Demon Lord or the Demon King just as yet, but we've met his generals, and they are kind of weird as well. And I guess we won't see him eventually. Hopefully, we'll see him in season 4. Him, her, whoever it is, because they still need to kill them. In order to get back. So it's like, what is taking so long? This is kind of strange. So we're just kind of going along with it. So it's pretty interesting. In the real world, the critics really love Megami for some reason. I guess because she's a Lolita, which is a character a lot of anime fans kind of like. If you don't know what that is, I'll let you look that up. Yeah, Lolita. Yeah. The actor that plays Aqua, Sora Amamiya. Hilarious. I love what you're doing there. It's a great job. Just the voice and crying and everything is so funny. So it seems like that a lot of people criticize it because there's different animation styles for each character. I don't really notice. There's a certain point, as y'all know, or probably can tell, One Piece is one of my favorite shows, and there's been animation critics all over for the last 20 so years about that anime. So it's like, okay, overall, Konosuba looks pretty nice as far as animation quality, but it's going to go up and down throughout a season. That's just how it is. The director says it's on purpose just to differentiate the different characters in their personality quirks. So it's like, why does it even matter? I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, it's pretty funny because it is an isekai, and then it has the isekai tropes where the main character never is a virgin throughout the whole thing, even though he's surrounded by beautiful women. And of course, there's a guy surrounded by women. But it's a little bit different because they never end up on top for very long. They're like in debt or have a lot of money, and it's pretty funny. That whole thing of like the whole time they haven't left the main village because they're in debt, but then they have money and they don't leave the village, but then they just stay in their house. So at least they have a house. They invest in something, in land, realty, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I've gone over my time limit. I'm at over the 12 minutes now, but hopefully you enjoyed that review. Go and check out Konosuba. I think it's stupid, but a lot of people still like it. And if you do like funny anime, because I'm not really that much of a straight comedy anime, there is enough action in there for it to be an action comedy. But if you're looking for your typical isekai, this is one of the good ones. And it is, about to be the 4th season. The movie was very high quality and a good storyline. Good callback, not really a filler as far as I'm concerned. It actually did help the story a little bit, so that was pretty good. Konosuba, God's Blessing in Another Land, something. Yeah, something like that. That's what it's called. Sure. That's it for now. This is Jim Jam from Is It Isekai Podcast. We have a podcast that we put out on most Tuesdays of the month. Probably going to start doing every Tuesday. We'll see about that. But it's on all major platforms, so you can go check it out and rate us if you'd like and all that. And then, you can comment, share on this video, subscribe to this channel for all different kinds of stuff. But yeah, this is the HH Julius channel and have all kinds of stuff going on here. But yeah, listen to the podcast. It'll be in the description. The link will be in the description below. That's all for now. Later days.